Hi, Jillian here. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I haven't recorded a video in a while. I've been super inconsistent. I apologize. I was thinking this morning, it was hair washing day and I was blow drying my hair. And I'm like, there's been so many incredible things along this publishing journey. I have so many stories and so many ways that God has just kind of taken me through these curves and bumps and squeezing me and challenging me in so many ways. And I need to start sharing them with you. I want you all to be a part of this and know like the backstory. Most people don't know the backstory of all the challenges, and I've been really challenged. And so last week there were so many things. Ooh, that was a big speed bump. I just dropped my son off at, he plays golf. It's so cute. And I'm totally side railing him, but that's okay. You guys are fine, right? You want a side story? Okay, we're going to give you a side story. Actually, it's really cool. I'm going to share the whole story. So my husband plays golf. His stepdad came into his life and just kind of pulled him under his wing and taught him how to play golf, and he just loves it, and it's just always been a sport that he's carried through his childhood and then his adult years, and he uses it in business and everything, and it's just been a really amazing thing. And then my boys just took to it, all of them, including our little guy who's 6. They all play golf. It's super cute. But anyway, so he's on the golf team at his middle school, and I just dropped him off at the course. He's going to go meet up with some friends and practice. I just think it's super cute. So anyways, that was a really big bump that I went over that caused me to tell you this story. But back to my real reason that I decided to do this video. Man, it is really hot in my car. So there are so many neat stories that I can share, but I've also been really challenged and really stretched, and I was protesting this last weekend. Has anybody protested with God before, where you're just like, it's not fair, and you're like looking at the person in front of you and you're looking at the person next to you and you're just like, why am I here? I feel like I'm behind and blah blah blah. And so I was just protesting and just really getting frustrated, and God had given me some clear steps, and to be perfectly honest with you, I did not like the steps that he gave me. I just didn't. And I'll tell you, normally if God gives me clear strategy in an area that I have been pressing in and waiting for, I run with it. Like, I know what it looks like. I have fought with God's way and tried to do my way so many times in my life that I have finally learned, well, clearly not finally because I was protesting, right? But whatever, just follow me. I have just learned that it's much faster, much quicker to go to the good plans that God has for you when you don't protest his way and you just listen. And when God gives me strategy, even if it's challenging, I know that I'm going to have the grace to do it, and I go for it. Well, in this situation, I really was thrown through a loop because I thought it was going to look very different, and so I was protesting. And just like, this journey has just been long. I mean, I want this book in your hands. For those of you who don't know, I wrote a book. It's called Life is Muddy, and I am telling you, this publishing journey has been quite muddy. It's like the saga continues. It's been good. It really has, but there's just been a lot of hard things mixed in with it. And it's like sometimes you hear these people and they're like, oh yeah, I knew the Holy Spirit wanted me to write this book, and it like poured out in 3 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, it poured out in 4 years for me, and here we still are, but whatever. So anyway, protesting with God, not liking the strategy that he gave me, and right in the middle of my protest, the Holy Spirit just drops in my spirit this truth. The only reason I am wrestling with the step that I'm on is because I took my eyes off of my course, my maker, my path, my purpose, and I started looking at the people around me. As soon as we start looking at what's going on around us and we start comparing our journey to somebody else's, we are automatically going to knock ourselves out of peace. It is just the truth. And this is a word for somebody today, okay? Coming from somebody who gets it, okay? I'm going to be real with you. I was protesting. I didn't like it. I didn't like what I was hearing. I didn't like where I was at. I wanted out. I wanted to be further along. I wanted this part to be over, and it's not. Here I am. But what if I wasn't looking at anything else and only looking at my steps and my plan? Then what would I have to compare it to? How would I know that I was behind or forward or not? I mean, really, I wouldn't, right? And so we have to start training ourselves to stop looking at what's going on around us, because I'll tell you, as soon as we take our eyes off of what's going on around us and we put our eyes back on our Maker, all of a sudden we can see this path set before us, and we see destiny, we see vision, we see promise, we see hope, and we know that God's grace is going to show up because He is a good and faithful God, and we know that He is going to meet us every step of the way. And we know these things when we are in sync with Him. When we are out of sync with Him, we are out of His peace. We are out of His favor. We are out of that peace of mind that takes us in that constant forward motion. We're filled with chaos and strife. It's not a fun place to live. So I'm sitting there with my protest, and the Holy Spirit is just kind of giving me that little nudge, like, come on, come back over here. Let's get back to real life, okay? Like, yes, that's going on around you, but what do I have for you? And the peace came, and the joy came, and you know what? It's that point of surrender when we choose to say, you know what? I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me for putting my eyes on everything else and everyone else, and we get back in step with God, and it opens us up to everything that He has for us. And I want you to know right now, if you're struggling with something, if you feel like you're looking around and you're like, you know, I'm so far behind, I should have been farther along, I shouldn't be on this step, I shouldn't, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? All of those, we know them. Take your eyes off of everything else. Still yourself. Put your eyes back on God. Let Him breathe hope, promise, strategy, and clear steps in the position that you are in, and let Him meet you and take you and launch you forward into the good purpose and plan that He has for you, that He already established in advance. And I'm telling you, your joy, your freedom, and your peace is waiting for you with that focus. So it's time to get back, okay? I'm getting back, you're getting back, we're all getting back, and we're going to move forward on this journey because it's a good one. And we need to stay strong, we need to stay firm, otherwise we're not going to be able to live in the fullness of what God has for us. I pray that this meets you. I pray that it encourages you to get yourself in sync with God, and I will talk to you soon with more stories because I've got lots, and my book is coming soon for reals. We are on the final stages. It's just, yeah, we're getting there, okay? So stay connected with me and be blessed. See you soon.